right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Other Hood. Here this afternoon with, it seemed like we had more people here when before we started the music. But I'm here with your Blerdsassins Next Door, Otto, Sonia, and Nikki. James was here a moment ago. Hopefully, he will find his way back in. And before we get started on our discussion today of the 2026 Oscars, we're going to talk a little bit about the weather. So, Otto, you're top right this morning. So, this afternoon, excuse me. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the weather?
It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. It's kind of chilly for a while, and today it's like 85 degrees. Like yesterday, it was 80 degrees, sunny, beautiful weather. Really, no complaints, and it's projected to go like down to 40. But again, I have no complaints about that. So just really beautiful weather.
All right, super. And how about you, Nikki? How's the weather? She's muted, so she probably isn't going to talk too much.
It's
Swoop.
72 degrees here and cloudy.
Oh, so cute and cloudy.
Yes,
Yeah.
cloudy.
Okay. Yeah. Any rain?
Penelope and Otto,
Mm-hmm.
I have to rethink my life. I'm moving to Texas or I'm moving to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
very
Okay. Wait. Wait.
scared
Okay.
now.
Wait. Hold on. Before we start, I want to finish with Sonia with the weather. Then you must tell your
Sorry,
story.
Sonia.
Then you need to tell your story. Okay. Sonia, how's the weather there up in the not so chilly, a little bit northeast?
Like Otto said, we also had roller coaster. The snow from Thursday, Friday, and yesterday has melted.
Yay.
So it's now 43 degrees. Well, early, just before it snowed, it was 60 something, and then it dropped. It's now 43, expected high of 42, but it's supposed to
Boo.
snow again Monday night.
Wow. You all are just still getting it. But I guess it's still winter, I guess, technically, right?
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's going to
That's
snow
beautiful.
again Monday night to Tuesday, and then possibly again over the weekend
Oh,
That's good weather.
wonderful.
because it's
That's
supposed
good
to get
weather.
back down to next Sunday. It's supposed to be back down to 33.
Wow.
Tuesday's high is 25.
See, you're lucky, Sonia. You're very lucky. You need to thank God for that weather.
I'm thanking God that I am alive.
No, you need to thank Him for the weather, too.
Yeah.
No,
That
because
weather's
see,
disgusting.
yeah, it's too drastic right now.
Oh, no, no,
I
no. You need to keep that drastic weather because, see, now you don't have to
Okay, tell
deal
your
with deadly
story.
lizards.
Oh, don't hold. They just told us about a blizzard that happened like
No,
19
No,
she
no,
didn't
years
say the
no. I'm
ago in
blizzard.
talking
March.
about lizards.
Oh, lizards? No, we don't have to
Yes.
worry
Komodo
about lizards.
dragons and all that stuff.
They
We
have
have to worry
monitor
about
lizards down
blizzards.
there. They
Yeah,
actually have monitor lizards.
that's
Okay,
why I
well,
was living in Tallahassee.
that's why, yeah, that's what she's saying. She's, I'm out of here,
I'm
man.
headed to Tallahassee or Texas now.
So
What
I'm out
happened?
of here.
What
I
kind of
got
bli- what
recent.
what
What'd you
kind of
say, Idaho?
what kind of lizard?
Kimono dragons.
The monitor lizards. They've got monitor lizards there now.
So which is it, a kimono or a
It looks
monitor?
like a Komodo dragon. It's got the Komodo dragon's kind of monitor lizard.
Why don't you
And they,
capture it then?
Oh
you
God,
don't
no!
want
Those
to
things will
touch
bite
those.
you, and then they will kill you.
No, I just
No.
put a thing, put a garbage can
No,
on top of it. Put a
no,
thing.
they
Greg,
move
those things
fast. They
are,
are
I mean,
dangerous. They bite you. The bite
Those
alone,
things are
that's like
huge.
they have to take their razor sharp claws and claw you to death. A
Otto,
bite
they are
will
huge.
kill you.
So
They are.
how that get in your that got in your yard or something? Your
Didn't
house?
get in
What
the
is that?
yard yet, but they're here in South Florida. People like these things, and then they realize they can't take care of them. And instead of taking them somewhere to, they just put them outside.
Yeah.
Stop complaining. You know what? People
Oh,
dump alligators in the New York subway. You see anybody complaining?
Yes,
You
all the
just don't
time.
go. You just don't go where they are. You
Yes,
just don't
all
go
the
where they
time.
are.
no,
Well, I
they
mean,
come
there
to
is
where
so
I
yeah.
am.
Yeah, these things actually they say that they are semi-aquatic. They can stay underwater for 12 to 15 minutes.
Well,
And
that's what
they
animal
run,
control. That's
Yep,
what
that's what
animal
it says.
control is for.
We need to call
Otto,
animal
they run
control. Just
18
craziness.
miles, and they can run 18 miles an hour. Can you imagine me in the morning with my cane trying to walk to the car to get to dialysis?
I tell
I
you what,
can't
though.
outrun that,
I tell you
Otto.
what. If something poisonous was chasing me, I run 20 miles an hour. He won
No,
18. I won 20.
I
I
don't
ain't
have
get
to.
bit by no lizard.
But see, I don't
I'm
have.
and
sorry.
they are carnivorous.
So what
And
that
they
mean? Well,
say,
you
and
got to
that,
add
well, the
that
thing
to.
is, well,
What
the
do you
thing
have
that's
to add that
interesting,
to it? What
well,
that
the thing
mean?
that's interesting is that I was saying earlier when I
Well,
went back home, I didn't see her. I only saw like one iguana. 2 trips before that, they were like all over the place. And they say that those monitor lizards eat iguanas' eggs.
Listen, that's between them and whatever's going on.
But
I
see,
have no.
I'm not really worried anymore. I'm not worried because I know that you and Penelope will let me move into your house.
No, I'm not.
So,
No, you're not coming in here with those things. You stay where you're at.
so
You stay where you are. You find where you are.
uh-uh.
You chose to live
Okay.
there, and there you are.
But see,
Live where you were born. Stay there.
uh-uh. I enjoy living with you and Penelope. You always
No,
want
you
to
ain't
leave.
gonna listen. I ain't gonna get into no debate regarding no lizard.
I'm moving. I'm moving in. That's it. I'm
All
moving
right.
in.
But
So
Cranston
we've
joined.
got Cranston. Cranston is here.
Cranston apparently looks like a. What does he look? What is that?
I don't know the ceiling. He looks like a ceiling with
yeah.
Yeah,
acoustic tile ceiling.
that's
Oh.
it.
Yes, he's been an interesting physical fitness plan that makes you look like
Hi,
acoustic tile ceiling.
Cranston.
Hello, hello. How is everybody going?
We're all
Hi.
right. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, so they tell me.
And how's the weather?
Yay.
Your weather?
Hmm.
How the
The
weather?
weather here has been, it was in the 70s most of the
Mhm.
week, but then it's supposed to get down into the 30s Tuesday and Wednesday. And then down, they haven't said what's going to happen on Friday, which is the first day of spring. So who
I
knows?
cannot believe the first day of spring is coming so quickly. I am I'm shocked.
It's spring again.
Okay.
Everybody know it's spring again.
Okay. Great. Great.
Because
So
the
I don't.
girls and boys are doing fine.
All
This
right.
is
Here we
the
go.
time for us to fall in
Biz
love.
Marquis. The late
That's
Biz
Okay.
right.
Marquis,
Rest
ladies
in
and
The
peace,
gentlemen.
late great
Biz.
Biz Marquis. Lovely. Because spring is coming. Spring is in the air. And in addition to spring being in the air, the Oscars are also in the air. And we've got them coming up. Was that tonight?
Tonight.
Yeah. So with regard to what's on their list of possibles, um, I don't know. Has anybody seen any of the films that have been nominated?
Two. Well, one.
So what one did you see?
Sinners.
Same here.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, that's a thing.
That's pretty lazy, y'all. You guys are supposed to be media people, and you only saw one damn film.
Can't afford it.
They're streaming. Don't give me that. They'll push button away.
When you find me a job, I will restart my streaming services.
Well, you know what? I'm going to say this. I don't think we've seen anything but Sinners. Well, and we
No,
saw
you saw
Marty
one
Supreme.
problem after another,
Oh yeah, one battle after another. Wait, we did
one
see one
bad
battle
after
after
another,
another. We saw
and
Marty
Marty
Supreme.
Supreme about ping pong.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and
Well,
Sinners we saw. So we
well,
didn't.
I'm
But
not
there's
going to
several
lie
other
to
ones
you.
we
I'm
didn't see.
sorry, Penelope. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see anything. I didn't even see Sinners.
What a surprise! And you didn't see nothing. What a
Y'all just
surprise!
asked, and I'm just.
No, nobody asked you specifically, but I would say this: it's not a surprise that you didn't see these movies. And the thing is, Sonia, don't give me that "you find me a job" thing
Yeah.
because there are alternate ways. There's alternate ways to
I am
see
not
these
going to
movies.
do anything illegal.
Okay, nobody. You know what? Nobody. I'm finished.
I
I'm done.
I
I'm
got
done talking to you. You
my
accuse me of doing
lawyers.
illegal things.
My lawyers tell me not to watch those crack services that have illegal copies of the films up
How do we know they're illegal?
because they were copied with a cell phone aiming at the screen, and you can tell.
That's
How do
not
I?
true at all.
But I
Nope.
won't know that until I start watching it, though, right?
Yep. Exactly. You got to test these things out for yourself.
That's right.
Thank you, Penelope. Yeah.
Yes. This okay, great.
Well,
Well,
also, if it's a $5 copy at the barber shop, not going to get a lot of the content.
I'm going to
Well,
say that's about as bad as the guy who's selling Universal bootleg films right in front of Universal Studios.
while I do not endorse these services, Penelope and I can attest to that the quality of these things are sometimes better than what you see in a movie theater.
Oh, some of the ones that me and my friend had, they were real good. But we got some bad ones too. We got some bad ones.
Yeah, you have to. It's just it's one of those situations where it's six in one hand and half a dozen in the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just
Yeah,
have to see what you come up with each time.
So
exactly.
you've only seen three. How many films are actually nominated?
And
That's a lot of films.
Yeah, we didn't see all those. I'm blaming Cranston for this. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Did anybody see anything else nominated for an Oscar? Like the animated shorts or the animated feature films or foreign film or anything like that?
We yeah, remember we saw we tried to watch all the animated
well, it depends
short
on
films.
where you are.
Mhm.
The most like here, most of the theaters concentrate on whatever is the either the tent pole or
Mhm.
whatever is or whatever they're pushing out there. And a lot of small films you don't get to see at all. For example, they were
Mhm.
mentioning. Does anybody remember what won Best Picture last year?
Let's see. I can't not off the top of my head, no.
And that's it. They have these movies that are coming out,
What
and
was it? You gonna tell
as
us
it
what it
said,
is?
and one critic has said is that it's movies that people make that they push, but they're not necessarily anything that actual everyday moviegoers want to see.
Right, and I think that's the issue as we watch the awards today or tonight. You know, does does the Academy's idea of what is good or laudable, does that square with what it is that the consumers want to see?
What won last year's picture, best picture?
I should all remember if I think hard.
Somebody
Is it
just look
still
it up.
connected?
Somebody just
Hmm?
look it up. What is it? Nobody knows.
I'm hoping somebody not me is looking it up.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking it up.
There's
Anora.
somebody.
What?
Oh, Enora.
Anora.
Okay, I see it, and I'm not. Sometimes you get films that are nominated and win, and you feel, oh, I should probably watch that. I don't get that from that. I don't know what that film is about.
Me either.
I have no incentive to watch it.
I mean, I know
You
it
know?
exists, so that's about all.
Yeah. I
Did
mean,
anybody here see it? Cranston, did you see it?
he's gone.
Oh, Nikki didn't see it. So, Sonya, did you see it? No.
Hold on, I'm looking it up on Wikipedia to find out what it's about.
You had to look it up to see if you saw it.
No, to see what it's about.
Shit, Penelope asked you if you saw it.
She said, no.
No, I shook my head and said, no,
Oh,
I
I didn't see
haven't
it.
seen it.
No, I haven't
Mm-mm-mm.
seen it. I did see the best animated film last year.
Yeah,
That one that
last year.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Mm. It's
it's very
about
good.
a lap, Anora was about a lap dancer who from New York who marries the son of a wealthy Russian oligarch.
That's
Okay.
it. I don't
Huh.
need to go. I don't need to go to a movie to see that. I go to 42nd Street. What are you talking about? I don't see that. I go to Brighton Beach to see that.
Okay. This
No,
sounds
I'm not. I
interesting.
wasn't interested in seeing it, and it sounds like a well tread upon material. You know, it sounds like a film that was made like multiple times, doesn't it? It's
I
like
mean, it doesn't sound interesting.
it doesn't sound like anything that's new. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I mean, I don't have any particular interest in Russian oligarchs or lap dancers, so it's not something I'm going to be
But we've seen that.
running
We've
out
seen
to
that before.
see.
We've seen that before at different venues. So as that's okay. It's not like it's Silence of the Lambs. You know that
Right.
like that was different for a lot of people, right?
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
FBI, Quantico,
Yeah.
female FBI agent, you know, and introduced people to the world of serial killings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a lot of
And
people
there was a
haven't gone.
book already, so yeah, I read the book.
Yeah, yeah. So that's different, you know. Some of the films that were nominated this year,
Hmm.
for instance, like that I've seen, like Sinners
Hmm.
and one was it one? Well, I keep messing
One
up the
battle after
title.
another.
One Bad After Another,
Hmm.
and what's the other one that I saw
Marty
recently?
Supreme.
Marty Supreme. Now, Marty Supreme, there's
That's a
nothing.
crazy film, though. This is
Yeah,
craziness.
yeah, yeah. And a big controversy there is that, and a big joke on Saturday Night Live was Timothy Chalamet saying that opera and ballet were uh, medias that people aren't interested in, and
It
are
says
boring.
the
Yeah,
yeah.
says a guy about a film about ping pong.
Yeah, it's a guy starting film about ping pong.
Yeah, yeah. So can you imagine a film about ping pong being made? A ping pong film?
Yeah, well, they made it.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump.
Huh?
Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That did a ping pong in it as well. You're absolutely right.
which is
And
also a piece of crap.
I mean, at least Marty Supreme has funny stuff going on, interesting, crazy stuff. But no, I thought that Forrest Gump was the worst film, one of the worst films I've ever seen. I
But it got
cannot
shoved down your
imagine.
throat.
I cannot imagine why I got an award. What a piece of trash that
Because it's
was.
it's it's what Hollywood wants you to believe that they are.
Yeah, that film was a. I mean, to me, it's complete and total dumpster fire.
Like like Sonia said years ago on your show.
Hmm.
The Oscars are basically industry awards, right?
Hmm.
They don't care whether you went to see it, whether you enjoy it, whether you like it.
Because it's
You
their
know?
awards for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Cranston who was saying that. These are
Okay.
their awards
Yeah,
for
we all said
themselves. You
both
know.
of us. Yeah, they don't care. They want to. It's the awards is what project what they want the world to think they are.
And so if that's the case, I think they are crap then.
Well, I think that they want to promote themselves as being, erudite and interesting, quirky, all
Right.
these
Right.
words that we use.
Inclusive and
Yeah.
stuff and thinking outside the box and cutting
Hmm.
edge and
Yeah. That one, cutting edge.
you
That's the
know,
one.
it's like I could combine driving Miss Daisy with Forrest Gump and driving Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Something, and that everybody will love it, and it will be.
Yeah, like Morgan Freeman is the chauffeur and Forrest Gump is in the back seat.
Hmm.
You
Yep.
combine both.
Yeah. You imagine me seeing that one, huh?
Yeah, along with the help,
But yeah,
you know.
put that there too. It'll be
Yeah,
a
the
double
help.
feature.
Yeah, the help. Combine all those things together,
Oh gosh, that would be
along
Well,
with
they
Lily.
say that the problem with modern films is, like they said about the one Akira, which won the Best Picture last year, was made for a budget of $6 million, which is like ridiculous for a feature film. But they had an advertising budget of $18 million.
wow.
And so they said it's what happens all about promotion. And that's the thing that's the legacy of our old friend Harvey Weinstein,
Hmm.
who set the precedent for it back in '97 when his movie Shakespeare in Love was up against Saving Private Ryan, which
Hmm.
everybody thought should have been the best picture. But he set out a campaign to like kill Private Ryan,
Hmm.
mainly saying that is if a movie falls flat after the first 20 minutes, and so on and so forth, and therefore that's what Shakespeare in Love, which in and of itself was not a bad movie, good, great performances, well done, so on and so on and so forth, but it was essentially a rom com.
Hmm.
And but it won because it was a feel good movie and it was happy and it was aggressively marketed. And so that's what happens with a lot of these movies, that it depends not so much about the quality of the movie, but it's about how aggressively it's marketed.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not marketed to us. We don't have a say in it. We have no vote or anything in it because if we did have a vote, the best movie Oscar would be very different. The films winning that award would be very different. I
Yeah.
don't. I wouldn't choose in that category. I probably wouldn't choose Shakespeare in Love, and probably wouldn't choose Saving Private Ryan.
No, I would not. Probably.
And
Well, I
this
mean,
year,
because
and this year,
they choose films that they basically said this is what you should like.
right? Especially one battle after another,
Boy.
which they say, "Oh, you should like this film."
but I saw it and I should not have.
No. And in matter of fact, let me ask you this: when people recommend films like that, and you watch it yourself based on their recommendation, do you
Mm.
feel a certain way about the film or about the people that recommend the film to you?
Both, because it's like, okay, this is bad. Why did you recommend that I see this bad film? you know, why did you put me on to this terrible film? Do you think that my life minutes were not valuable enough to, walk away from this, or is it a misery loves company thing?
Well, you could
Somebody
turn it into
forced
a
you to
drink.
watch it, yeah,
You could turn it into a drinking game and drink every time a white man slaps the black woman's ass. I'll take a drink
yeah. It's
every single
awkward.
time. Yep.
You walked out. You'd be, poof.
I'd be unable to. I'd be wobbly as hell because that's
Mm-mm.
basically what it is. I was so offended by a lot of that stuff. It's like
Yeah, I thought it was a little much.
they thought it was cute. They thought that was funny.
I thought it was much. It's like, come on, did that all that have to happen? Did she have to be so available?
So sexualized.
Yeah, yeah,
So sexualized.
and not just that, and then to make her such a rat is
Yeah.
also
I mean,
terrible.
there's sexuality, like if you go to classic sense, like
Hmm.
a Marilyn Monroe or somebody like that, or Sophia Loren.
Raquel Welch or
Yeah, but the way they're
that, or
sexual,
but even like what's even if you think like Pam Grier, that she was always a tough girl, what you call it thing, and not like putting all my stuff out and what you calling all over somebody. In fact, most of the time in her movies, if she's gonna all over somebody, that's the leading male.
yeah,
Her
she had a plan or something. It was like,
right, right,
you
but
know, the phony tough. That
yeah.
movie, one battle after another, the phony tough and the phony brave.
Mm-mm-mm.
But that's
I
up there.
don't did anybody else have a different point of view regarding the film?
I don't know if anyone saw it.
Did anybody else see it?
What film are you talking about?
One battle
Exactly.
after
See what I
another.
mean?
Huh?
One battle after another.
Unfortunately, no, didn't see it.
Mm.
Well, I had the same thing with Sinners. Now, I saw Sinners in the movie in the theater
Mhm.
and saw Sinners at home.
Mhm.
And I appreciate Coogler. I think he's really trying hard, but
Very talented director.
I think he's a very talented director. But sometimes people need editors.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be your wife.
No,
You
right? Can you imagine that at the dinner table?
know. yeah, at night at the dinner table. Yeah, I mean, he's somebody that is arm's length, to handle something like that. But I
Because
think
there were some scenes in that film and some dialogue in that film. Even
yes,
some casting in that film
yeah,
that I call into question.
yeah. I mean, I understand in a way why the guy who did the lead because let's face it, Coogler also has a little bit of a speech impediment.
Is he the
So
lead though? Is that guy the lead,
uh,
or is it Michael B. Jordan the lead?
I guess Michael B. Jordan, but Sammy also, I guess, is kind of like a major character because at the very beginning you see him going to the church and all this stuff. So I don't know.
He's the
I guess
unreliable narrator.
Is he really? Is he narrating? He's narrated.
I don't know. I just can't really tell.
He
He seems
wasn't.
more
He
like an
wasn't
omniscient
nominated.
narrator.
Was
Yeah,
he nominated for an Oscar?
I don't think so. Let me see.
I don't
Best
think
actor,
so.
best
No, I think it
supporting.
was Delroy that was nominated.
How can you
He
have
did
everybody
win.
around you
Yeah, Delroy
nominated?
Lindo was, but
Everybody around you nominated, and Michael B. Jordan was nominated, of course, and then Linda was nominated. But
yeah,
everybody around you was nominated, but you
and
weren't.
Wumi Masaku was nominated.
But this guy did not get a nomination.
Hmm.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I
and I
think he
think
was nominated for. He did win the best either newcomer or best supporting actor for the Image Awards.
Okay, that's
okay.
not real. That's not real. That's not one of those awards that you give to the guy who's in the White House right now.
It does have, it is a win of an award of note, but I think that I mean, unless they give it every year, I think,
They do.
yeah, the best newcomer.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't think it's an Oscar thing, but it's some other award, right? It's some other industry award that they give.
Hmm.
Best newcomer. But it's like everybody around you gets an award and a nomination, not an award, but the major nominations, and you don't.
Well, I
It's
don't
like
think he deserved one. I mean, this
You
is
have to submit yourself for nomination, though.
your company.
First round, the company and all that, they have to submit you for
there's
nomination.
no way that do you believe that the company did not submit his name for a nomination?
They
He
may
may not
not
have.
have.
They may not have, or they may not have. He may not have made the first cut.
Okay,
It may only
but
be.
do you believe that he was not that he didn't submit his name or his company didn't submit his name?
I don't think that.
We have no idea.
I absolutely believe 100% that they did.
Well, if they didn't get in, then I think that's not a decision that makes me sad. I don't think that he deserved an award, but
It doesn't make me sad either, but it looks curious, doesn't it?
no, not at all. Why would it be curious if he didn't do
Because it's
well?
Well,
like being on a
if they did
Hmm?
submit his name and he didn't make the top 10, because there's a pre-nomination thing. I don't know the process. I don't care to understand it because it's always linked with politics and the industry. But there's a pre-selection cut, and then the top 5 people make it to be the nominated people.
yeah.
So they
I
may
mean,
have submitted his name, but he wasn't on the top 5. He could have been number 6.
it just seems weird that the film centers around him, and he's the only really the other than Michael B. Jordan at the very end, one of the brothers. He's really the so-called driving force of the film. You see him at the beginning and you see him at the end,
But that
and
doesn't mean.
he's not nominated at all.
But it doesn't mean that he's good. I mean, you can be the beginning and end and not good.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was good. I'm just saying
But he
strange
shouldn't be
though.
nominated unless he was good.
Yeah, I
A
understand.
nomination should come just
I
because
just
he's the
proves what
beginning
it
and the
does to
end.
me. It proves your point that he was not good. What I'm awkwardly, confusingly trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
That
Okay.
everybody around you, it's like you being on a basketball team, and everybody else gets MVP considerations, and nobody mentions your name. There's only 5 starters on a team, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else gets a best this or best that, and your name is missing from all categories.
Yeah.
And you get a like an award for the best jersey wearer or something like that.
That's good. I like that. I wear
You
jerseys
know
very well.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's like you should. It shows how inept you were maybe as an actor or maybe inept at casting or
Hmm. I think the casting, he probably should not have been cast.
Well, it's interesting you should bring that up because they are starting a new category this year, which is going to be the award for the best casting.
Yeah. This is the first
yeah
time
and
seeing
and
that.
and a matter of fact, when they were saying that, I think someone did a list the worst casting decision, and one of them was Shakespeare in Love.
Hmm.
It said what a film that was miscast
And
along
who was
Shakespeare.
miscast?
I think a lot. What of the female? I don't. I'm not that familiar with the film. I know it was on the list, along with what's the Anne Rice vampire movie?
Uh,
Interview with the Vampire.
And what's
yeah.
the first one? Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt.
Interview with a
Interview with the
vampire.
Vampire.
Oh, I didn't hear what Cranston said. Okay, so yeah, so they said Tom Cruise was absolutely miscast in that movie.
I think he may have been miscast, but he did the best he could with the material he was given.
Why did they say the same about Brad?
Because Brad wasn't miscast. I mean, let's face it, he can do practically anything.
Yeah, or maybe that blonde hair probably didn't do Tom that well.
And
That
I,
blonde
I look at it and think, why was it that they chose him for that role?
name. If you can get somebody
I
like
mean,
that,
sure, Brad Pitt for sure, but I'm just thinking why Tom Cruise did that
Tom.
role.
Because
Well,
he
I don't
was
know.
the name. He was the name back then.
He was a huge. He was and still is a huge name.
But I wonder why he did it.
I guess he thought, opportunity to work with Brad Pitt.
Something
Mm,
different.
maybe something different. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I wonder, why would he even? It's not a role that you would think, hey, this is a role that Tom Cruise would take.
I could go for the obvious groaner thing, role he thought he could sink his teeth into.
Okay, that is
But
groany.
boom.
That is
Hmm.
groany. Very grown.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
But I
You got,
appreciate the thought, though. That's
yeah, you,
Who knows what's involved in the making of those types of decisions?
yeah. I
well,
wonder.
yeah. It could be name, and it could be, you got to attach things to names in order to get the financing done and all
Hmm.
that.
Or maybe somebody like Tom Cruise thought that doing this thing would open up the door to a different project. Something some of the project that he wanted to do. You know.
I don't know, but it's bad. It's just not great.
I didn't think it
And
was that bad.
I
I thought
do
it.
know I do know that Anne Rice initially didn't like the casting until she saw the dailies and then she came around.
Hmm.
Yeah, that big check made her come around. Made me come around too. But
Ah,
even one batter after another. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was miscast.
he was okay in his role. Sean Penn, as usual, puts it all out there. I thought he did a great job in
I did
this.
too. I
I
thought he
think
did.
he did a great job. I thought
Hmm.
Benicio del Toro as well
Hmm.
did a great job. And I think that I don't know if it's Leonardo DiCaprio himself or the role that he played, because the role that the individual was, boy, talk about entitlement. It got on my nerves.
But I think that's what it is. It's supposed to get under your nerve, and it's supposed to show entitlement.
Yeah, I just
But
it's
I think it was
okay.
I think it was Mrs. Cass in the
This guy
role, though.
say one thing. So you're supposed to know what the code word is to be able to get the information to get to the safe house, but you don't remember it.
Right.
So you get on the phone and berate the guy who's telling you that you need to have that in order to get the information because you didn't do what you're supposed to do. All of a sudden, it's his problem.
Well, people are miscast. I mean, you talk about Sinners, the
Mhm.
film that everybody has seen, everybody on the panel has seen,
Mhm.
but you have the lead role that's miscast, and someone would say the guy who plays the white guy who plays the vampire was also miscast. Was he
Oh, I
nominated
disagree.
at all?
I disagree. I think he did a really good job.
Was he nominated at all?
I
I
don't think
don't
so.
think he was
No.
nominated.
I
So
think he
that
did a really good job.
conspicuous absences.
But they can only
It's
do so many. So I mean,
it's a was a clumsy to me. It's a clumsy casting.
Because if
well,
Sin-
you but if you have too many people from the same project, they cancel each other out. So neither of them are going to win. If you only have one person from per project in that final five, you're more
well,
likely to come across with a win.
let me ask you this though. I don't know anything about the industry and how the nominations go, but personally speaking, would you say, hey, you know what, leave me out because I want to make sure that Penelope wins, so just drop me out of there, don't put me in there? Wouldn't you say, I don't care, just nominate me,
well,
just put
no,
me in
well,
the
no.
nomination?
Well, no.
Because you
You
get to
say, I mean,
say,
you may ask, but if your production company may say, look, we're trying to get Delroy Lindo his Oscar. And he's at this point in his career. We're gonna get too many more major roles like this, so our goal is to try to get him his Oscar, and we're gonna put all our money and our push behind him as best supporting actor. So you
Mhm.
have to wait till next time around.
it may not be a
And,
next time around.
And they may
and
not, but for him it's more likely, because of age and stuff, that he may not have it next time around.
yeah,
More
there's
likely.
also the sentimental factor that you look at somebody and said, it's a shame XYZ never got an award. And so we should go ahead and give
Hmm.
them not for this particular project, but for all the stuff we overlooked
We
them for
failed to give them,
before.
yeah, their flowers for earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, almost like you remember the old Dean Martin roasts
Yes.
when Red Buttons used to come up there and say stuff.
Hmm.
He would say Penelope, who always started each and every show, never got an award.
Thanks.
Remember? It's
They
like
said,
all the Del Lindo, who was in, should have got nominated for many films, never got nominated or got an award.
yeah, thanks.
Malcolm X,
Thanks for bringing
uh,
that up.
yeah, just a bunch of films that he was in,
Hmm.
never got a nomination on an award.
Well, maybe they're hoping now that they cleared the field in Sinners because Sinners got a lot of push, behind it right now. That maybe he'll be able to pick up his well-deserved award. Because I
There's a
say the
lot.
one soliloquy
Before
that
they
he
have to
did,
give him a special award,
yeah,
a lifetime achievement award.
yeah,
I just call
right,
it the Paul Newman Award.
yeah,
It's like the
yeah,
many times that Newman should have won, and then he wins for a film that's
meh.
kind of meh, it kind of
He
meh.
said, "Yeah, thanks," and walks off the stage. Thanks
You
a
did the
lot.
Paul Newman Award. Make up for all the times we didn't give you an award.
That we should have given you an award.
Yeah. And the Spike Lee Award for the award for people who complain about not getting nominated on an award, and we finally give you an award, and now you're grateful. Now you love us now,
Mm-hmm.
which
For
is
regardless,
the Sally Field Spike Lee Award.
you like me. You really like me.
Yeah. Could anything be more cringeworthy than that?
Well, yeah. I don't know, but she did
I
that
mean,
on there.
I saw that show. I saw
Yeah,
that
that was very
I
uncomfortable.
said so cringe. It's like damn.
It was very uncomfortable to say that.
Well,
Um,
it's another way the industry pats itself on the back to say, see, we made up for an injustice that we did so long ago. So now we're cool.
well, I'll say this about Sally Field. I think what did she get the award for? Was it
Norma
Place in the
Ray.
Heart or Norma Ray?
Norma Ray.
I love the film Norma Ray. It's one of my favorite films.
Do you think she was thinking about that when she was performing in the film?
Absolutely.
She was thinking about this will get me in.
Yeah. Well, maybe not what she was, actually doing, but when she selected the role, I'm sure she had to think that if if I want to go for it, this is the one to go for it in.
That and the movie. What's the name of the movie where she was on a farm and she was with
Places in the Heart.
Places in the Heart?
Yeah.
You said, oh man, this will get me in there.
Yeah, I thought that Places in the Heart was also a really good film. John Malkovich, Danny Glover, of course, Sally Field. I think they did a really great job in that film.
Do
For
you
the
think
most for the
actors
most
pick
part,
roles?
yeah, for the
Act,
most part, actors do pick roles that they think will do well. Some they also do pick just because they know they need to make their mortgage.
And some of
And
the people pick their roles because it's a project that they had an interest in, and they're just doing it because it's a project. I
hmm
really want to do this project. I mean, think about somebody, for instance, not even thinking about getting any awards. Ryan Reynolds doing Deadpool. That was a passion project.
hmm
He worked a long time to get that film produced, and it was just a passion project for him, and it made a lot of money. But not just because, oh, I really want to make some money, because he could have made money doing other things during the time that he was trying to promote that. But he just
right.
wanted to do it, and it was something he strongly wanted to do, and it worked out for him.
And then there are the actors who are obviously trying when they chose the role,
Hmm.
trying to get their Academy Award,
Yes.
and they're so blatant and heavy handed about it.
Yeah.
Like what's the name of the actor that won for the what was it? I forgot the dude that Holly Berry hugged or kissed. I forgot his
Oh,
name.
oh man, what is this? I know you're talking about
Adrian Brody.
Adrian
Yeah,
Brody.
it's like, do you put glycerin in your eyes all the time when you do roles? It's like you always on the brink of crying. Okay,
You
it's
say, hey,
like
I went to the Viola Davis School
it's
of
like you
eye
picked it.
wetness.
Well, it's and he was in a film.
The Brutalist.
That yeah that had an actual intermission in the middle of the film, which is like a throwback.
Hmm.
So it's like you're watching something really important, and you need to go to the bathroom. We'll wait till you
Yeah,
get back.
yeah,
You don't want to miss any of this. So
yeah. We don't want
this
you
is
to
the
be
point.
thinking about anything but this film.
Yeah, because this guy is going for his Oscar. Okay,
Hmm. That's right. He's going for. He put it all out there.
he put it all out there, and he's going for it. And although it didn't show, like he still did what, like King Kong or something, like what,
He did
like
that long
like
before that. Yeah.
you gotta do. But he did it after he won his first Oscar. So it's like I need to
But
pay
yeah, he
some
need a
bills.
job.
It's a
Yeah.
Laurence Olivier Laurence
That's right.
Olivier.
Michael Caine School.
Yeah,
So I
it's
gotta make
like
some money. This
I
because
got
I do
yeah.
this
These
for a
awards
living.
are nice, but this thing is made of real solid gold. I need some money.
Yeah, because this is my job. I don't do it for celebrity. This is
Oh
my
my God! Could
job.
you imagine having a job where people just give you accolades? Oh my God, Penelope, you were fantastic.
I
Well,
like that job.
how much I get paid for that? Well, you're not getting paid anything. We'll give you a certificate. You were just fantastic. I just got you head over heels better than anybody else that did this thing that you did.
And now y'all got to get up off the yappa.
Yeah,
And I,
and you
I,
take that to your electric company and pay the
yeah,
bill with it.
exactly, exactly. So pay a bill with that.
Yeah,
I doubt it very seriously.
because Lawrence Olivier said, "F this, I need money."
That's right. He did all those crappy films and stuff. He said because the early career, sure, people give you a lot of awards, and he had children.
Yeah,
He said, I got a house, I got to pay for, and this was not paying.
I'll do Romeo and a Wuthering Heights and a combination of my mashup film Romeo and Wuthering Heights together.
Romeo in the Heights.
Romeo in the Heights,
Yep.
Romeo on the moor on the in the
Yeah,
moor.
Romeo on the
Yeah,
Moors.
in the moor, just doing his
Whatever.
thing.
I'm
Yeah.
doing it. Whatever
I
you
need to
ask
get
me.
paid. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why Alec Guinness did Star Wars.
Yeah, I need some money. That sir in front of my name is not getting me any money.
Yeah. Cash that in.
Yeah, not working out too much in that way. I need cash. I mean, all the money. I need all of it. All
I
the
need all the
money.
money. But you're
All
just
of
so
it.
great. But you're just so great in as well. Also Penelope, I think we wanted to talk about people who are not allowed anymore to come into the academy. It was their band.
The band. Yeah, this is our trivia question, and don't look it up. Just
Don't
do
look
it.
it up,
Don't look
Sonia.
it up,
No cheating.
Sonia. Don't look it up. Just
Swiper, no swiping.
yeah,
Swiper, no
and I
swipe.
mean, and everybody, so give everybody a chance. Everybody give one, okay, and put it out there, because I won't answer it because I already know the answer. Okay,
The
go ahead.
6 people. Where's James at?
That's what I'm
Huh?
saying. Where's
He left. He left. He
I?
fell out
It,
and didn't
yeah.
come back.
Okay, so these are the six. These are the 6 people. 6 people. Not we're not saying they're men or women or children or whatever, but they're banned from the Oscars. They can't come to the show. They're not allowed in the theater. They're just like we don't even want to
You're
remember that you're
persona
allowed.
non grata.
Persona non gracious.
Non
Okay.
grata. Yeah,
Not
you're
Roman
gracious.
Polanski.
Why you just jump up and say it like that? You gonna wait
okay.
till
Right,
people
right.
get
Okay, now it's okay, Sonia. You get a turn.
Well, we know it's not Will
Oh, wait,
Smith.
wait a minute. Hold on. Cranston said Roman Polanski.
That's one.
There's 6 people, and that is one. Yes.
hmm Okay, go ahead, Sonia.
I was saying we know probably not Will Smith, even though he should be. I don't remember if they did ban him after the slap.
10 years.
You
So
know what?
you
Last
stop
time I
chiming
looked,
in.
it was somebody else's turn.
Right,
Cranston.
right, Cranston. Stop
Yeah,
He
I
swiping.
was
was
thinking of one of the
supporting my.
turns.
He was supporting my answer.
No,
Yeah.
and he's not in this. He's not in the right square. So I can't
Yeah,
get to.
stay in your
I can't
lane
think
over
tic
there,
tac toe.
Cranston.
Right.
Stay in your
So
lane.
right.
Okay.
So Sonia's right about that. It is Will Smith.
All right, cool. And Cranston, back to you then, Mister. I know all the answers. Gone. Gone with your
Okay,
bad
yeah.
self.
I'm trying to think who else has been so egregious that they can't be let back in.
Put him on the clock, Penelope. Put him on the clock.
That's a long list you got to go through, Cranston.
There's only
Yeah,
6, but there are only 6 people.
Okay.
You mean to tell me you can't find 6 egregious people that you don't want? You don't even want to see at the Academy Award?
Oh, there's many that I don't want to see, but they're just not on the list.
Okay, pick your 6, Cranston. You're running out of time.
yeah. I'm temporarily stuck on that one. I said there's going to be somebody obvious too.
hmm
You want to name a name? You want to call a friend?
Phone a friend. Phone a friend, Cranston.
James is
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know where
Well,
to be seen.
okay.
Phone a
Well, Harvey
friend.
Weinstein is one.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, you
Harvey
got it.
Weinstein.
Okay,
Yes,
just
all
stop you
right.
there. Don't name nobody else. Okay, you
Don't
did your
keep
one.
naming them. Okay.
Okay, so we got 3 people so far. So back to Miss Sonia.
So we have
Woody Allen.
well, you know what? Strangely, but I guess not strangely, these Hollywood whores. He is not.
Oh,
He is
no,
not
no,
on the
that's
list.
an incorrect. That's an
It
incorrect
is not,
answer.
but I do believe he should
It
be on
should
the
be
list.
banned.
He should be banned. You know,
So we got three so far.
Yeah, but in
You
my
want to?
mind, he should be on the list.
Okay, because of that, you want to give Sonya another shot?
Sure, because I think he should be on the list, and to
Right.
chosen that, I think it's an accurate choice to make.
Okay.
I can't think of any women, but it's got to be at least one woman on the list.
Who would that be?
I'm trying to think who pissed off Hollywood enough that they would be banned.
Well, a hint
Or the
is
Hollywood film industry. Let me rephrase that.
well,
Because
well, well
women
just
piss off people in TV all the time.
let me give you a hint. Think of why the people that you named were banned, and they'll put you in a better place.
That's why I'm saying all the people I'm thinking of are TV, not film.
Hmm.
Well, name them. They may be there.
No, because they'd be the Emmys.
Well,
Yeah.
just name them. Take a shot.
I can't see Bill Cosby on there.
That's right. It is Bill Cosby.
And it is Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're accurate. That is
Well,
Bill
I
Cosby.
thought I didn't think the film industry would have banned him. I know TV would
But
have.
film also, because he does have a film career.
Yes, he
Yep.
does. But
But he's banned.
And he's
okay.
banned. And he's banned. So yeah, you're right. You're correct. So how many is that, Penelope? 4?
For
That's 4. And I think the last 2 are people you probably will not get.
Well, before you go there, Penelope, understand Polanski and Cosby were banned in 2022, 2028, 2018 at the same time.
I mean, and Polanski should have been banned a long time ago. And I'm shocked that he's just now, the past few years been banned. They should be ashamed of themselves.
I don't think there were the proper political structure in the academy at the time to have banned him.
That is so weak.
I know it's so weak, but that's Hollywood.
That's so,
It is
and
ridiculous.
Hollywood is therefore Hollywood is weak because I mean this man pled guilty to raping a teenager.
Mhm. Yeah.
How's he not on the Epstein list either? I don't get it.
He didn't
Because
get
he was,
invited there.
yeah, he was. Sorry, he was already exposed, and everybody already knew everything about him. Israel and Russia didn't need to know more about him.
Mhm.
I can't think of any of the other 2.
Okay, the other 2 are kind of on the margins, Penelope. You
Yeah.
want to tell them? Yeah. I don't think you
Yeah.
could get them.
There
I think you
was
get them if we gave you all afternoon to
Yeah,
get them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them is a cinematographer,
Okay.
Adam Kimmel, and he was expelled after reports revealed that he had past convictions related to sexual offenses involving minors, and so he was expelled for that reason. And the last one, which I think is the most, I don't know what you say, commercial, is Carmine Caridi. It's one of the earliest cases, according to the People magazine, in 2004, that he was removed after he was found sharing his Oscar movie screener tapes that you're supposed to get to do your member voting, and the screeners that he gave them to people he gave it to copied them and circulated them illegally.
But he was in The Godfather, wasn't he?
I I guess so. I think so. Yeah. But
So
what's that he
because
gave his
they
things
they
to
made him the example because everybody
right
was doing that at the time.
copy, but the thing is copying and selling them. I think so. You're not supposed to sell them. You're not supposed to copy them, give them away, nor are you supposed to sell them.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he was made the example.
Yeah,
Right.
this is what
Well,
can happen.
apparently it's still happening because
Yeah.
it's
Well,
hard.
now what they do is they have movie theaters. You have to sign into specific to the movie theaters in your area. Because I remember when we went to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse,
Hmm.
they actually had a showing in Tallahassee, and there was a table set aside for members of the Academy to sign in.
Hmm. That's I gotta say, the guy who gave the things to people who sold them. I think that's not even right and fair. It's kind of like I gave you asses these things for you to have. I'm trying to give you like a piece of what's going on in Hollywood, and you sell them.
I
You
agree.
know,
I agree.
I would be so
That's sort of
mad.
that's a Michael Vick
Yeah,
dilemma.
exactly.
I
You
didn't
get
do it.
punished. Yeah, you get punished because people that you know did this. Like you let them use your house, and they use your house for bad things, so now you're liable.
Very
And I'd be
small.
like, y'all couldn't like do this somewhere else, like not my house,
Sorry about that.
somewhere not my house.
On you.
But that shows what. Okay, I was wrong. There were no women on the list, and that
Appreciate you.
three the most of the you either have to assault a minor, slap somebody on national TV, or be set as an example for you to get banned.
Yeah, but it's pretty bad stuff.
Did I
I
want
mean,
to
Not
touch the?
any of the other stuff that could be morally wrong.
yeah, but the thing is, for instance, I think that Woody Allen should be banned, and that he's not is really revolting. And so why is he not banned? Simply because there's no criminal charge that he is, been able to skirt the law because he
Because
was a
technically she
celebrity and
was an
everybody
adult.
helped him.
Yeah, technically she was an adult.
No, not to Sun Yi. I'm talking about their daughter. I'm talking about Maria Farrell's daughter, Devin. Right?
Right. You're not talking about Sunji in particular, but that's bad
No,
enough.
that is bad
That's
enough.
bad enough. But he is compromised to
Yeah,
say the
he
least.
he is a vulgar animal, and he needed to be dealt with, and they did not deal with him,
Right.
and
Let's
that's the
put it
thing
this
that
way:
just happened.
if Frank Sinatra was still alive, he'd be at the bottom of the East River with concrete overshoes.
Absolutely, absolutely. He would not be walking the earth.
But yeah, he should be in there too. And can you think of any women that should be? I mean, I don't. I mean, I think Hollywood is too afraid to go after women after all the stuff they did to women. Because these women know where the bodies are buried. They say, "Oh yeah, what about this?" You know,
Well, I can't think of anybody that just jumps off the top of my head that's still alive. You know, and the thing is, a lot of people they give them um, a lot of
a lot of room.
space. They're like, well, because they say things like, well, that was back in the day when they were, allowed to do this, or people
Right,
did this.
right, right, right. I mean,
So,
because
for instance, that long list of people that Johnny Carson had that he said were racist,
right, but
and
racism doesn't seem to ban you. But I think the stuff like that Natalie Wood did, trade in sex and get caught. It's like you don't get banned for trading in sex, but you get banned for being caught trading in
well, the
sex.
thing is, if you're trading in sex and it's with other adults and they're consenting, then that's fine. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. It's the issue of consent that people they do not give consent. You're not allowed to put your mitts on them. You know, and too many people believe that they have the right to put their mitts on other people.
Well, yeah, I mean, man or woman, it's like somebody say, "Hey, you know what? You want this? Drop the drawers. Drop
And
the
you
drawers."
and I say, huh? I have
I
a
mean,
choice, do it
Weinstein
or
was not
not.
accused. Weinstein was not accused of doing anything for anyone under the age of consent.
Right. But the problem I have with Weinstein's convictions is that I mean, I didn't get to see all this stuff. My issue comes with: did somebody put their hands on you, threaten you with damage to your career, or threaten you with damage to your body? Because if those things were not on the table, then what it becomes is a decision that you make. If they say, "Hey, I will do this. You do this for me. I'll make sure that you get that job." Well, you have every opportunity to say, "I'm not doing that to get a job," and move on. But if you say, "Well, I really needed a job, and so I felt like I had to do it," I'm sorry. That is a decision you made. It's called agency, and you have all the agency, and you could have walked out and said, "Heck no," like many women did. And if you did it, I don't think you get to me too everybody because you're not me too. Nobody put their hands on you. Nobody, said, "I'm going to, do something to your child. I'm going to, do something to your parents. I'm going to destroy your reputation, your career. You'll never work in this town again." If those things didn't happen to you and you make that decision because I really want this role because I think that I may not be better than Betty or Jane, that's just a decision you made. I mean,
Well,
it's just,
isn't
it
it
may be a
very
bad decision, but
isn't it very isn't it very complicated?
Hello.
no, it
Okay.
really isn't. It really isn't complicated.
Well, let me give you a for example. Okay,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
like the lady who,
Pretty
you
good.
got to mute transfer from it. Put 'em-
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the lady who was involved with Matt Lauer,
Right.
she is Matt Lauer got fired over her allegations,
Hmm.
and then she recently released a book, and
Hmm.
she basically said that she was a producer.
Hmm.
She came up from the NBC Page program, and then she became a producer of the Today Show.
Hmm.
And so, she was drinking with Matt Lauer and Meredith Vieira,
Hmm.
and then they were in their room doing the 2000 and I think 13. I forgot
Hmm.
what one Olympics, and Matt Lauer invited her back to his room, and she came.
Hmm.
She said she was inebriated.
Hmm.
They Matt Lauer, showed up when she knocked on the door. He showed up in his underwear.
Hmm.
She said she should have, backed out when she saw that, but she went into the room and he forced himself on her. She said, and then for a while she fought back or struggled a bit, and then after a while she said she just gave up and let it happen. And
Well,
then and
she
then
said,
hold on,
okay.
hold on, hold
I
on.
mean, I mean, we can stop the thing here. You don't need to go on.
No, no,
The
because
fact
there's
is that
another,
she fought him
but there's
and
another
tried to get him
part.
off of her.
Okay,
That's enough for me. That then he shouldn't have done it, and that is forcing himself on her. That's no. She didn't. There's no consent. You
okay.
don't give consent after somebody holds you
Well,
down,
I'm not
pins you
making
down.
any. I'm just telling you the story. There's a
Okay, go
second
ahead. Go
part
ahead.
of it.
Okay, what's the second part?
The second part of it is she thought it was, she was inebriated and she made a poor decision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then she said, she thought about it. And then, because of that encounter, she started dressing in a certain way, in a more sexualized way. She doesn't understand why she did it, but apparently experts say that that's some of that happens to women that do that. And so she found herself again not again, but she found herself in Matt Lauer's office, and he came on to her again, and they had another sexual encounter, and she decided to let that go, and then she said she just felt bad about it, and then she thought about it for a while, and it festered in her mind for a while, and she felt real bad about it. She had to go to counseling and analysts and analysis and everything else, and then she said she felt that she just had to tell people about it, and she did. And then that's when Lauer was investigated, and Lauer said it was an affair.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything that he pressed anybody on. It was consensual, and decided to cut it off, and he was terminated after that. And so I think that maybe it's people say consent. That could I mean, in the eye of the beholder. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
really
think
know.
so. I think when she says that he forced himself on her that first time, right?
Hmm.
And that everything went downhill for her after that, then that's it. I mean, he forced himself on you. Then there was no consent, and he had what physically stronger than her and forced her into it. And that's it. There's no consent. I don't think it's difficult at all.
Well, the way that people look at things. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying it. I'm not endorsing it or anything else. But it's the same thing that people said about Anita Hill, right? They said that, well, you got this guy and he's sexually harassing you. Why are you going following him from job to job? They'll say people, commenters have said, well, you said this with this guy, Matt Lauer, but you had two encounters with him and you didn't quit your job or anything like that. And, the
Yeah,
question
but
is, why should she have, go ahead.
I said thing with Anita Hill. I mean, of course, this is when the formative stages of dealing with how it is that you deal with these people in workplaces. And a guy who keeps making comments and things like that. But, she may have looked at this man as being, saying these off, untoward comments, but did not feel particularly threatened by him. But she knows that this guy, simply because she didn't feel threatened and she didn't, he didn't put his hands on her in a way, does not mean that he's not capable of doing it to someone else, and that what he did needed to be reported. So she's not saying, I don't think, oh, doing a Me Too thing. She's saying, look, this guy has issues. And if he would do this to, me, he would do it to other people who don't feel that they have the right to say no and who are afraid that they won't get their careers. I knew he was a married man, and he knew I was a married man, that I might say something to his wife, so he never crossed that line. But this is a guy who has crossed the line with other people, and I just want everyone to know this is what he does.
Right. So that maybe that fall. Maybe the way people view that is how how Harvey Weinstein falls into that category.
Yeah, for me, the Harvey Weinstein again. That I say, hey, you're really got it going on, and I want to hook up with you. And I know there's these four, supporting roles in this film that I'm producing because I'm paying people. And I mean, let's put it this way: there could be no role at all in that film, and I can have the writers write one in for you because I got it like that. All you got to do play ball, and I can do that for you. And you have a choice of saying yes or no. I, that's all it is. You have a choice. I think that you are, in my mind, I guess to put it this way, if you want to have a bright line test, it becomes to me whether or not you are trying to stop a detriment or whether you're trying to gain a benefit. You know, if the thing you do is because you're trying to gain a benefit, I don't that falls into the category of the Me Too uh, outcry. I think that if you are trying to avoid a detriment, then it is outcry, and they do something to you anyway, but you have sex with them because you're afraid, because you're trying to avoid a detriment, then yes, that is an issue of abuse and it's sanctionable conduct, and they should, do whatever it is that happens to people that do those things should happen to them, those who've done that. So I think it's in my mind, and maybe for other people they don't find it that bright line, but for me it is. Are you trying to avoid a detriment, or are you trying to secure a benefit?
I know it's complicated to me. I'm not. I don't think myself. I don't feel qualified to answer
Sure,
on this
you
call.
should be. You should feel qualified to answer because it's the same thing with a man. It's
Well,
the same
it
thing.
never. Let me
No,
put
but
it
I
this
mean they
way.
don't. They don't. I mean, but it's. I mean,
I don't feel qualified to answer because I never been put in that situation.
it doesn't matter
And
whether
so
you.
I don't understand. I
It
don't
doesn't
think I
matter whether
understand.
you're put in that situation. That's like sticking people in a jury simply because they haven't been mugged, that they can't determine whether or not somebody's been mugged. I mean, you don't
Yeah,
have to be mugged to
I'm talking
determine
for
whether somebody's
myself.
mugged.
I'm saying me. I'm not
I
talking
know,
about
but
everyone. I'm
I
not
know,
saying
but what I'm
everyone
saying
like
is,
me. I'm just saying that I don't
I
feel
know
qualified.
I'm saying that's a cop out because
I'm
you can
copping out then.
yeah, because you can make determinations on things that you have not yet experienced.
Yeah, I'm copping out on that. I'm
Okay,
copping out on that.
then I
I'm not.
understand you're copping out.
I don't feel I'm qualified to speak to it. But so he's banned anyway. He's banned anyway.
I mean, and I think that him being banned may be inappropriate. I mean,
Yeah.
you could say he's not a nice guy. I mean, somebody like Woody Allen is not
But
banned, but Harvey Weinstein is.
but he
I think that's bullshit.
also understand Weinstein was convicted by a jury, as was Cosby. So that's and Polanski pled guilty.
Yeah,
So these are not only the thing that happened, but it has criminal implications behind them as
yeah,
well.
but and I don't know. I mean, with regard to Harvey Weinstein, saying, well, because he committed, was it a crime or was it the thing that he just did? You know,
He had a criminal trial.
okay, I mean, I'm just saying that was he removed because he got a conviction or
It
because he
makes it
was
easier.
charged or whatever. But I'm saying even so,
Hmm.
in my mind, there's a it's just like the Aziz
Well, it
Ansari.
makes it easy.
Like,
It
let's
makes
take
it
that
easy.
Aziz, the Aziz Ansari
Right.
situation, where
Yeah,
he,
it looks like they only banned the people who were convicted,
Yeah, it makes it easier. It makes it easy to
except for
say,
Will Smith.
right. Well, everybody saw it, but it makes it easy
Right.
for what it makes it easy to say, we're not banning Woody Allen. It makes it easier for them to say it. It gives them an out to say, well, these people accuse Woody Allen of doing these things, but he's never been convicted by anybody. It just makes it easier for them to say all that.
hmm I understand, but just for the practical matter for me, it's like, are you trying to avoid a detriment or are you trying to secure a benefit?
Well,
Are you trying
Hollywood is trying to avoid any sort of thing. They're not the bravest of people.
right?
So
And I understand that, but I think that for me, from my position as a woman, I think that to do anything else is patronizing, because sometimes women make bad decisions. And when you make a bad decision, nobody should try to, drag you out of it saying, "Oh, poor you. You made a bad decision."
Yep.
And that's all it
Yep.
is. You made a
You
bad
can
decision.
right. And some people, some people in the you know what? I'm not even going to go into that. I just think that as far as I'm concerned, I'm not qualified to talk on it except to give the facts as they are presented. So anyway, he was convicted by a jury, and so
Hmm.
he was banned. And Will Smith, everybody saw that.
Right,
He
right.
walked on the stage and slapped the crap out of Chris Rock.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, I mean, for I guess the reason that he said he had was his wife being upset about
Because
what
because
Chris Rock
he's
said.
because he said something. Then he should have gone up there if it was that important and said something. He didn't have the right to put his hands on that man for no reason. Or he didn't stand up there. He got a drink of water, or a cup, and then hit her upside the head with it or something. You know, he told a joke. You may not like the joke, but it was still a joke.
Yeah, it's like it's like Don Rickles. How many times do you think Don Rickles got hit? Yeah, if at all, ever.
I don't know, because if you get out there and an audience where Don Rickles is, then you know what? Sit in the back in the dark.
People know who Don Rickles is. I don't know if
D-
people know who
Yeah,
Don.
do not be seen.
Somebody sit in the front row.
Do not sit in the front row. Oh, oh my gosh, the Key and Peele, not that thing they did about the guy who was
Yeah, no, yeah,
sitting in the front row, and the guy who was doing the comedy
yeah.
routine
He was
that
asking
insults and
for
stuff. Yes, and
it.
then he started to cry. He told, "No, no, go ahead, no, no, you can." Oh my
that
God, it
is
was so
that is
awful.
so. You know what? That is like
Uh-uh.
one of those things where you shouldn't be laughing, but you laugh anyway.
Because it's
Like the guy,
ridiculous.
it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's ridiculous. Like, oh no, I can take it. I can handle it. Oh, I can't handle it. And everybody looks at you like you're a monster. But
The
it's
guy's a burn victim, and he
and
uses a voice recorder to talk,
yeah, I know. And he's
and he asked the guy to say, "Come on,
yeah.
come
Don't
at
don't treat
me."
me. Yeah, you go ahead. Come at me. I can take it. Yeah, yeah. It's awful. It's awful. But I mean, again, it's a great comedy sketch because again, people will say, "I can handle things that they really can't." And I think it's kind of a shame. It's people
Well,
get a benefit from something, they want to turn around and complain
well, the
that they
thing,
did this thing and they feel bad about it. Well, you knew that this is something you're gonna feel bad about before you did it. So
well, the
why did
thing
you do
is,
it?
Penelope, your answer to that is only six.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Only six people got banned.
Yes, that's true.
That's your
That's
answer.
true.
That's your
How
question.
many?
How many should be?
I mean, like I said, for instance, uh, I am incensed that Woody Allen has not been banned. So why is he not banned?
Can you ban
I
people? Can you ban people after death? Like ban them? I mean, there's one guy, the guy who was in The Godfather, that gave
Hmm.
his video, and the guy copied it and stuff. He passed away, but he's still on the ban list.
What's going to take an expectation that he's rising from the
Yeah,
dead
he's not.
anytime soon?
I mean, there's so many people that maybe that passed away that should be banned. Like they were
Hmm.
racist or
Yeah,
sexist or
yeah.
just mean spirit or Nazis or the House Un-American Activities Committee. They
Well,
gave
I mean, do they
names.
make you, if you leave the guild, do they not do anything to you if you've left the guild?
I mean, you left, right? And that's not
Yeah.
the same as being banned.
Well, I'm saying that if you leave the guild, then they can't ban you because you're not a member of the guild.
Oh, you don't have to ask me to leave. You don't have to me. You don't ask me to go. I'll leave,
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
right.
thing.
Exactly.
I
I'm
guess
sure
some people.
I'll see myself out.
I see myself. Yeah, yeah. You don't have to ask me to leave.
Yeah, I will
You don't
see
have to me
myself
go. I'll
out.
leave. Yeah. You don't have to
Yeah,
fire me. I quit.
that's right. Exactly. So
You were gonna
we
get
do have
fired.
that.
Yeah, you'll get fired anyway. But because I quit that job. They didn't fire me. I fired them.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the way it
Right.
looks
You
from
know,
the
like
outside.
that my boyfriend. He didn't quit me. I quit him.
That's
I quit
right.
him first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
But
got our six. There
yeah.
should be more. What about the? Do you think that the Oscars Do you think they're a good platform for political things? It seems like every year
Hmm.
there's some dramatic political thing that happens,
I
happening in
I
the
think
wider
yeah.
world. Yeah.
I think it's people who I got this platform. I'm going to use it while I got it
Hmm.
for the 15 seconds or whatever,
Hmm.
2 minutes that I got it.
Yeah.
And who knows if it'll make it on the final cut of the presentation since they're on the 5 minute
Right.
advance thing.
Yeah.
So
You think it makes a difference to say stuff on that kind of platform?
I think it's important to do it.
You think it
And
makes a difference though?
I think it does because it's one of the things that you were saying when you were young. Um, and you heard people talking about Wounded Knee in Palestine. You didn't know exactly what it was at the time, but then you looked it up, you know?
Yeah, I would have not looked it up if I hadn't heard about it.
Right. So I think it's important because these are people that you see on films. You think they're good actors or bad actors, but they said something and they think it was important enough to mention it now while were on the stage, you know?
and it also gives you additional time if the reporters catch on to it. You'll have additional focus
Mm-hmm.
on whatever it is after the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like every year that Vanessa Redgrave was nominated for an award, and people had their fingers crossed that she wouldn't win, because you knew what she was going to talk about if she can't got up to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as a kid, seeing that and hearing about it, I was like, why is this white lady talking about Palestine? She's Palestinian. I didn't understand it, but
But it was
in
a very
the
important thing,
hmm
to find out there are people in the world who speak out against injustice, even when it has
Mhm.
no relation to them. It's
right,
just wrong. And I think
right,
that's really important for people who say, I'm not, associated with this in any way. It's just freaking wrong.
right.
It's like, when Richard Gere, spoke about Tibet. They say, this is something that I
Yeah, what are you talking
strongly
about?
wrong.
Yeah, what are you saying?
And then you look it up. You
because
say, what is he talking about?
because there's a good chance if you're only listening to one source of news, there's a good chance you never heard about it
That's
before
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
I
why I
mean,
think
as
it's
a
or
kid,
important.
or never heard about that point of view.
That's right. And I think it's an important thing for people when they have the opportunity to say something, But I mean, do we feel the same if somebody comes up there and says MAGA forever? Do we?
I think if they believe in whatever they say, that's what they say. And maybe
They use
not everyone follows the news as closely as we
their.
do.
Or
Hmm.
you're saying not
You-
everybody, I mean, will use up all that. I mean, I said if you use up all your time for that, but that's what you used your time for. And
Right,
then you leave. I mean, and then
right.
you're
I don't
done.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm not this debate, that stupid debate that's in the public sphere about free speech. I think is a ridiculous thing.
Because it has nothing to do with
That's not.
the
It has
government.
nothing. It
Can't
has
make free
nothing to
speech.
do. Yeah, it had nothing to do
More
with
about
that.
allyship.
Yeah, I mean, if you believe that what's happening now in the world as far as wars and everything else is a good thing, and you feel you need to talk about it, and you go up to the podium, you should take your time to
Get
speak
your
about it.
moment at the rostrum. You can spend saying whatever it is that you want to say, as long as you're not going to get a sudden bout of Tourette's. That's all I gotta say.
I think the thing is that I think what Vanessa Redgrave said, free Palestine and all the Palestine thing that's going on. People took real offense to that. It's like if I disagree with you about a thing, does not mean that I hate you.
I just
It
disagree.
means that I disagree with you about a thing. If I say to you that I believe what's going on in Palestine is X, Y, or Z, does not mean that I hate your existence.
We
You
just we
know,
just disagree fundamentally
yeah,
on
it's
something.
right. It's right. It's really the extremism that we can't have a debate.
Yeah,
We can't
you
even
have
have
to agree with
debates
me.
now.
You have
Right.
to agree with me in every way, shape, or form on this issue.
And that's
And
why
if you
we headed
don't, then you
toward
should go
destruction.
straight to hell. And that's
Right.
what this is about.
Right. And I think people have taken it to the extreme. And so with Vanessa Redgrave, I mean, there are people of a certain faith that are voting for Vanessa Redgrave,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And she's nominated, and
Right.
obviously she won because she's up there on the podium. She's not a presenter. They
Yep.
know damn well not to do that, right?
Right. Right.
So she won the award,
I said,
and
100%. I'm going to grab the mic.
yeah, right.
I'm going to say what I want to
She
say.
won the award, and so she's up there because she won, and then know what she's going to say. She won more than one
Yeah.
once. You
And I
know
think
what
they
she's going to
should,
say.
I mean, I think they should let people say what they want to say, as long as it is respectful or, not, nasty or whatever, let them say it,
But look at
and
look at the
and
nasty
that's the
stuff that
time that they
John.
get.
Look at the nasty thing that. Remember when I think it was Marlon Brando he didn't arrive and then accept his
Hmm.
award,
And
and he
then he
had
reacted
an
horribly.
indigenous, yeah, and that nasty way she was treated.
Yeah.
I did not know that until you told
I
me
mean,
about it.
that's a grown ass men. And it is a
And
horror.
what she said was so was it
Innocuous.
that? Yeah,
So
was it that?
innocuous. You said that word, I kept go back to that entitlement and privilege, that you don't even get to say anything. You know, you don't get to speak on the issue at all. Only my thoughts, only my position, my opinion should be heard.
Yeah, it's like, but a lot of people feel this is not the time, it is not the place. That's what they told Michael Moore when he came out and he won for Bowling for Columbine for best documentary. He said he was about to leave, and he said, "I got to say something about this war that's going on in Iraq."
Mhm.
And he said, "I think it's unjustified. It's not people are lying, and people are dying for no reason at all."
Mhm.
And some people were clapping, but a lot of people were booing him. And they did the thing about playing the orchestra playing you off,
Mhm.
and then they had to he said they had the teleprompter that said your time is up, and
Mhm.
then he kept talking for a little bit longer. Then they had the security get ready to take him off, because he was talking too long and talking too long about the thing, and
Yeah.
he had so much vitriol at him, and basically a lot of people they said this is not the time nor the place or the venue for that kind of statement.
But to me, it's like if somebody is doing something evil, Hitler is out here doing evil, and I'm not supposed to say anything because it's not nice. And so y'all need to get your acts together. This is not reality. It's acting. It's entertainment. It's TV. It's
Mhm.
film. These are not real. So sitting up here venerating something that basically is fantasy, and you don't want us to talk about reality. You don't want
No,
us to
no, no.
break
I
the
want to
fourth
be.
wall.
Yeah, it's like people. I go to a lot of sports forums, and I agree with this though. There are a lot of sports forums, and then people are bringing something about politics or something,
Hmm.
and I think there are times where I'm just talking about whether a guy or a man or a woman can hit a ball or throw a ball or something. I don't really want to talk about that now.
But I think that's very different. If you are in a private group where you're there for a limited purpose, which is to speak on sports issues, that's why everybody's here. Now, I think if you are, you have the big stage and there's, terrible things going on in the world, you can say something that could make a difference, then I think you are required to say it morally. You are required to say something. I mean, what you say in the chat, regarding sports, and then somebody talk about politics, I would heave ho them out. I said because we're coming here to this space to talk about sports, and if we want to talk about that other stuff, then we can go to a different space and talk about that. But
But
while
isn't
we're in
that the
this space,
same? Isn't that the
I don't
same
think
with the
so.
Academy Awards?
I don't think so.
Mm.
Because remember, these are industry awards that they have left open for other people to come to. I mean, they could have their industry awards all alone, and they don't have to have them made available to the public. There doesn't have to be. I mean, there are awards that they give that are not on television that the people don't get to speak. So because they make this thing public, then I think that they open themselves up to people being able to make public statements. Again, that's my position. Now, everybody may not, agree, but that's my position.
Said, well, we're in the world of fantasy. All we're talking about is movies here. You know,
That's true, but like my position is, if you don't want regular people, out there to hear you or whoever it is to speak on Palestine, or speak on women's rights, or speak, regarding wars, then you don't have to broadcast it. In fact, you can broadcast it. You give people their awards, and they don't have to do acceptance speeches, right?
hmm
They can just
yeah,
do that. Here's your award, no acceptance speech. They're
right,
they're able to do that.
right.
So it's not a situation where, oh my
I
gosh, it's
mean,
all out of our hands. No, it's
well, maybe
not.
it's one of the reasons why people still watch that thing. I mean, there really isn't, you know, I mean, these are movies and stuff that a lot of people haven't seen. So really, isn't any other reason to watch this stuff is except somebody's going to say something controversial and you want to hear it. I mean, we that night that Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, we were watching it live.
Hmm.
Remember that?
Yes.
And we were like, "What the what?"
The
We
heck?
didn't know what
At
happened. What
first, you think,
happened?
is this a bit?
Yeah,
You
between
know, is it?
Smith and
Yeah,
Smith
they
because
doing a
they
bit.
know they're funny. It seems to be funny guys. They seem to
Yeah,
be
but at
friends.
first you think, what? It's a bit, and he's like,
Yeah,
no, it's not. This
they
guy just
said Will Smith just
put
slapped
his
Chris
hands
Rock.
on him like that. Like what the?
That was
You know?
real.
Yes, it
And
was
then
a.
Will Smith started yelling at Chris. I said that
He said, you
happened.
need to sit down.
That's a real thing.
I'm sorry, but I say this. This one of those things where somebody may be able to beat your butt or whatever, but see, we both would have gone home with bruises because I would have been on his back. I would have jumped out there. I would have been on his back. They would have had to get somebody to get
Well,
me off him. I'd be like that monkey in primate, ripping people's faces off.
well, like everybody said, like most people said, most guys, especially for the hood, said, it's like you got your hit, and you get to walk back, but you don't get to sit there and talk to me like that. Now, see, that's going overboard. Now you got your hit in. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You surprised me. I wasn't expecting good on you. But if you sit there and you're gonna start talking, then you're gonna make me have to do something.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's what he did. I mean, you think about that. And remember when we were kids, they had the guy who was like, remember when running nude? What is it called?
Streaking.
Streaking was the thing. There was a
Yeah.
guy who ran, who streaked across the stage.
Hmm.
Doing David Niven's
Hmm.
presentation of the best film or something like that.
Hmm.
There's always we watch these shows, especially the Oscars, to see something controversial, something happen, right?
Or we just, watching to see whether or not the film we thought would win. The people that we think deserve this award will actually get it.
Right. And what they're going to say, because nobody want to hear them say, I want to thank God.
And I would think Jesus, my Lord and
And then I want to
Savior.
thank my agent,
Yeah.
Ron Rabinowitz. And then I want to thank my producers and
Yes.
writers
Yes.
and my co-star. Of course, I want to thank the other people who were nominated
And the nominees,
because without them,
not them being complete total losers.
right,
You know, I
right,
couldn't be the winner.
yeah, nobody
No one's
tunes
to hear
in,
that now.
nobody tunes in for that. Nobody tunes
No.
in for that. I mean,
But
let's
but
be real.
yeah, but you
We tune in for a car wreck. We call it a car
no, I
track.
mean, I watch to see whether or not the films or the actors or the producers, directors that I think have the most talent, whether or not my concept of what is good and meaningful is what is translating into Hollywood. Because there was a time, of course, then that things that we thought were good and meaningful, they were not making it to Hollywood. Things that we had interest in, they were
I
not
mean,
showing up on the big
none of
screen.
our none of the films that we were watching.
But think about our childhood and becoming adults. The first time that a horror film, space, a film, was taken seriously and nominated, with aliens, that it was taken
Right,
seriously.
right, and we actually saw
Before
it. I
that,
mean,
yeah,
I think about the generation that's relevant today, not relevant, but the generation that's were our age back in the day.
yeah.
The 18 to
Hmm.
29 year olds are the films that they watch are watching. Are they on? Are they being given any access or talked about in the normal in this space, right? Because back when we
It's
were
relevant.
18,
It's a space reflecting what it is that they view as, as entertainment, of quality entertainment.
right, and I think that back when we were between the ages of 18 and 29, it didn't. And the thing was, I was more than happy about that. It's like you have your space, I have mine. I don't want you in yours, and you obviously don't want me in yours, and I don't want you in mine. So I'm
But but
comfortable with.
but but as you get older, if you think about it, we start understanding that this is what makes the difference between whether or not you get money, production money, to make films, and that if there wasn't Superman, if there wasn't Star Wars, so that these types of films are taken seriously, right?
Yeah.
Then we don't get to see any more because the money goes toward making more out of Africa, right?
Right. But the thing is though, is like the things that you're interested in when it gets to that when it gets spread out to popular culture
Hmm.
is watered down, right?
But better to have the
It's
watered
not
down
your
thing, better to have the watered down thing than us having to have year after year of films relating to some, or people speaking British accents, living in the age of innocence, etc. That has, that's some of those films can be very relevant, but many of them are not, you know.
right,
And I would like to see films. I mean, even like I was not, 100% on board with There Will Be Blood, but I think that it's relevant.
right,
It's a relevant film, and it's about the United States at a time when it was growing, and the robber barons were making their moves, and this is, it's fictionalized history. That this stuff happened. There are people who are greedy and selfish and crazy, and they did those things, and guess what? They're still out there.
right. Well, I remember. I don't know if A Soldier's Story was ever nominated for Best Picture. Somebody look that up, I guess.
I don't think it
But
was,
I
but I
don't.
think they
But I
had.
remember that Adolf Caesar was nominated for Best Supporting Actor,
Yeah, yeah, he
and
was great.
Caesar was never Adolf Caesar was never really recognized for a lot of the work he did in Hollywood. But he did not look. I remember him specifically sitting there. He did not look happy being there. It was like his studio or something, forced him to be there because he knew he wasn't going to win, and these white people weren't going to really vote for him. So
Hmm.
he sat he sat there and looked angry or mean. He looked like Sergeant
No,
Waters.
it was nominated for Best Picture.
It was nominated for Best Picture,
Hmm.
and so that's one of the films that it was a Hollywood film at the time. For me as a young man, resonated with me. It resonated with me, and and it was
Yeah.
and it was recognized, and it
Yeah.
was to a great extent not really watered down
Hmm.
as a lot of the other films that depicted black life
Yeah.
or black participation
Loved it.
in
It's one of
history.
that again is one of my favorite films.
Right?
That it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Supporting Actor with
Did
Adolf
it
Caesar.
win anything?
Uh, I don't think so.
And that's one of the films where you can also serves a exhibit A for not exhibit A, but one of the exhibits for miscasting because um what's his name should not have been.
Howard Rollins.
Oh my God, no.
I'll tell you this: the sad thing is, I could see Denzel having played that role,
He
but
was
he
fantastic, and
was, oh my gosh, as Peters. Uh,
every single actor in that film
was
was
fantastic.
cast the right. It was
They were
cast
brilliant.
right.
They were
It was
brilliant.
cast right. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Rollins was the weakest link,
he
and,
was.
and
And
everyone
couldn't you
else.
get somebody else? Couldn't you have Denzel play that role
But
and have
Denzel
what's the name play the
as Peters, my gosh, he was so good.
Peterson? Yeah.
Peterson, he was really good.
Couldn't you have anybody else play that role? I mean that role of the attorney, the Harold
He might
Rollins
have been
role.
able to get people, but who would finance, or could he have?
Harold Rollins was such a name that in order to get it done,
No, I
Maybe
don't
the
think
only
so.
of the money left. He may have
I
been the
don't know.
only.
Maybe who knows?
Yeah,
Because that could be an issue that we only have a certain amount. Norman Jewison being the director, of course,
did a
helps.
fantastic job, and I know that
Fantastic job.
he was hesitant to do it. He thought a black director should do it, but I he did a great job, and maybe a black director could have did something different. But I think what he did was perfect to me.
Hmm.
I thought he did a great job, and whoever did the casting did a great job, except for Howard Rollins.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
at the time, Howard Rollins was going to be the next big thing because I think right after he did Soldier Story, that's when he did Ragtime.
which also
He
was
was
miscast.
he was considered to be the guy who was going to be the next whatever, and it just didn't work out. He kind of flamed out on his own.
Literally.
I guess he was supposed to be the next generation Sidney Poitier. I think.
Yeah, because they did with the Heat of the Night, the TV show that they did. That he
Right.
was in
Actually,
that.
you're right. You're right. He was right.
Yeah,
Right. And but he was not. I would have preferred Sidney Poitier in both of roles. Although
yeah,
Sidney was much too old to play those roles, but I think younger Sidney Poitier would have been better than Harold Rollins in both
yeah, yeah.
At Colehouse Walker.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
He just wasn't there, and all the other if you look at Ragtime too, talk about miscasting. I hate to be
mhm.
jumping around, but Debbie Allen was in that role in that movie.
I'm gonna say this. That
She was
whole,
also miscast.
I think that instead, and also I think that, I mean, the director should have made certain that we were aware that by the time she went out to try to speak to the candidate that she was insane. They should have made certain that we understood that she was indeed already insane.
Was she insane?
She had to be. Who would do what she did?
Try to get that white person's
Yeah,
attention, and
yeah. In the middle of a crowd of all those, you know, white people who were obviously, vicious. Why would she do it?
hmm
That she had to be already insane.
but it's like the other cast members were just perfectly cast,
Hmm.
and Harold Rollins and Debbie Allen were miscast.
Yeah, yeah. I think if she had thought about it, she probably should have backed off of that and said no, thank you.
Who's going to turn that down?
But she should have, because I think it hurt her career more than it helped.
You think? I mean, she
Yeah.
went on to do. Did she go on to do Fame and
But
the Fame, the movies, the
remember with
TV show?
Fame, the movie, her role was very small.
It was small in Ragtime.
She's not
That's what I'm
hurt.
saying. She did
Not
not
hurting
do
now.
that. Hmm?
She's not hurting now. She's one of the most demand producers and directors in Hollywood now for
She's,
TV anyway.
but she's not an actress. She didn't. She did not have a her acting career did not benefit by that.
And you think it hurt her?
Yeah, I do.
But she did Fame, and then she did Fame the TV
But the
shows.
role in Fame was very short. It was very small.
But would she have gotten that role if she had not done Ragtime?
I don't know.
And
Maybe
then she went on to do one
because remember she was
different
also.
world
But
and
remember she was also on Broadway, so she didn't just end there. So she's still having a career. But the issue is that people put you on film and they say she does not do well on film, and
yeah.
you don't get a whole lot more roles, and you don't get the lead roles that should have come out of a really good performance of that. A real good performance in that role should have led to some lead roles.
Yeah, she was pretty. She was bad in that
She was
film.
bad.
But
She was bad.
being bad in the film didn't stop Harold Rollins. Boy, woo,
But I think it's a lot
he was
easier for
bad for a long
men. Yeah,
time.
a lot easier for men to overcome that than women because there's just not that many roles for women. So you make a mistake is, it hurts you more.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better script. You couldn't ask for a better director.
Hmm.
You couldn't ask for a better cast.
Yeah, but it's just kind of like Madonna doing that film that she did with oh, what is the guy's name? Griffin Dunn. That was horrible.
Oh, that was horrible.
She should have known better.
But so was Dunn. He was horrible too.
Yeah, because he was in the movie with her, and he's like, "Oh,
He
this
didn't
is
want
not
to.
going
He
to
didn't want
work.
to be
Don't do
there.
it."
He didn't want to be
And then the
there.
one that she did with Sean Penn, Shanghai Surprise, that was terrible.
And then she did a
And
remake of a Lena Wertmiller film. I think was it. Where she was like on a ship, and she was forgot the name of it. She was abandoned on a ship. On a ship. You remember that one?
no, not off the top of my head.
Anybody remember that? It was a remake of a Lena Wertmiller film. I don't remember the name of it. She was a bourgeoisie uh, Italian wife, and she was shipwrecked with this guy, and this guy was going to tell her all about
Oh, I
how
remember that. Guy Ritchie did that film,
did
didn't
he
he?
did he did he okay.
I think it was Guy
I don't
Ritchie
remember the name of the
because
film.
she was married to him at the time, I think.
Yeah, that was a horrible decision too.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that. Now that you say it, I remember
And
that.
who did Richie think he is should be doing a Wertmiller film? It's like
I do not know, but I just remember that because in my mind I have this
Oh,
picture of her on
What's it called?
a ship.
swept away,
Stripped away.
swept away.
Hmm. Who do you think you are? Be doing that. Guy Ritchie's be doing that film and putting your wife in it who can't act.
Yeah, and she was, I think, a little beyond her capabilities. That's all.
Yeah,
And you realize that it hurts you.
swing big, swing big.
Yep, I guess you're right.
Yeah, but that's bad casting too. You know those kind of projects like that.
Mhm.
Those kind of projects where you know put your sibling, your daughter, your son, your wife, your husband
Yeah,
in it.
yeah,
Yeah, but would he have been able to say no to his
yeah.
wife?
I want to do this film. I
Actually, I
saw it.
think it was something they wanted to do together.
Can they do other things together
Mm,
that doesn't involve us
you
watching?
know, like have a picnic or something.
Other thing they can do together. And who's that girl?
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's like
Oh, they. But who's that? Which one was that? That's yeah. That's another bad one.
that's the
That was
one with
really bad.
Griffin
She's
Dunn
doing
in
that.
it.
What is that? The one she's doing that the accent, trying to be like
That's the one with
I don't
Griffin
know.
Dunn in it. That's the one with Griffin Dunn.
Yeah,
But
that is really bad.
she was
Oh my
basically wearing her same outfit that she wore from uh, some of her music videos, and you know,
God.
every Anglo girl try to reflect. You know, the one with
Mm-hmm.
you have an earring with a crucifix on the end of it, and
Yeah. And,
the hair that's not the hat that's not fully on your head, but it's on the back of your head.
oh lordy, lordy,
You know,
please stop
and the and
talking.
the and the fishnet stockings
Mm-hmm.
with the combat boots. You know, that sort of thing. All
Uh-huh.
that. It's like when people dress like this, it's the costumes, ladies and gentlemen. You're not supposed to really
Wear
dress
that.
like that in real life. You know, but no, that was pretty bad. That was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
So I mean, Cranston, you've been kind of quiet, and this is like one of your issues that you love this uh Oscar stuff.
Hmm.
So you have any thoughts? You know, we've been going on and on. You haven't been jumping in.
Well, a lot of these things that come about other than passion projects, and it's something that catches the moment. And so, like with the Madonna things, it wasn't so much that she was, she was the next Meryl Streep or anything, but it was because she was a name, and if
Right.
people would go see the movie because of the name, and as long as you sell the tickets, you've done what you're supposed to do. It doesn't make any difference whether or not anybody likes it later.
Well, I
Uh,
think one of the things also though is that movies back then were a lot cheaper, and you know people go to see a thing. You know, like you say, hate watching, but I don't have kind of money to hate watching people anymore.
Well, there was the other thing that's happened with studios is that they've gone out of the mid market movie
Hmm.
business, and it used to be that the secret of Hollywood has always been, it's never been the tentpole films that made money. It's always been the B movies. So if you're back in the '70s, if you look back at all of those movies that people venerate now,
Hmm.
like The Conversation and and all those movies were made for like under $40 million, which is considered like nothing in terms of movie making. But in those days, studios were not adverse to taking chances on a movie that didn't cost a lot of money, if it was a
Hmm.
quality movie. So you get something like I can't think of the name of the one with and they remade it badly, but the one with James Caan was the professor who had the gambling
The
problem.
The
Gambler.
ga- the gambler.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. So see, you can make a movie like that that people would go see and like and get good performances, and the studios made money off those because people would go to see them, whereas they might look at the next tempo extravaganza, and say, nah, it's like I'm gonna skip that.
But also though, Cranston, the gambler and Straw Dogs and Panic at Needle Park and Dog Day Afternoon, that was like the golden age of American filmmaking, right?
Hmm.
And so those films, I mean, you felt I was too young to watch them, but when they became available to me as a young adult, those films are great. And when you talk about Lena Wertmiller doing Swept Away, and the Bergman films. People may not know this, but those films were subsidized by the government,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Hmm.
They received subsidies, so it wasn't somebody trying to get a bank to finance it, all that kind of nonsense. These were films that were subsidized, and nobody worried about them. How much are they going to get at the box office or anything like that. They were just really good films, and
Yeah, and it
so
created jobs for people, which is
yeah,
important.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. A lot of the people in the Bergman, Wertmiller, other kind of those Italian films and Swedish films, they came to Hollywood, and that's I guess when they made their money. I guess they
Hmm.
got tired of not making enough money, but they came and made their money. But that was a golden age, and box office was kind of.
Did he get kicked out?
I don't know.
And I don't hear Penelope either, which means she might have gotten kicked out as well.
Okay. I think StreamYard does this to us on purpose.
Yeah, but I'm thinking now about all the film school classes I took, and knowing that those students aren't probably getting the same education I got. So maybe the Oscars are the only way they're going to learn about some of these classics that we all knew about.
Yeah, well, I think what it is that the movies tend to be the type of thing that they get into your blood, and the more
Hmm.
you see them, the more you want to see about them, and the more you look into what they do, and it comes to the people who are movie people, and then there are people who are just entertainment people. So some people look at movies because you want to see this is what they did, this is what they were trying to say, and other people want to look at movies because it's just things that go boom.
Yeah, and because of now the way people are watching movies, things are gonna. I think the industry is in a great flux, and I don't know if the right people are in place to handle that flux.
Well, I think it's going
I
to be like, and hopefully they'll come back. There's going to be like in the if you look back in the '70s, everything that was a novelty. The talkies were a novelty. CinemaScope was a novelty. Technicolor was a novelty. This was a novelty. That was a novelty. I
Yeah, right now the novelty is IMAX, and now we're going back to what was that Cinescope where you feel thing? They put move the seats and things like that.
Yeah,
So
and
now
so
those are making comebacks.
yeah, so I think it's like the gimmicks will come and go, and ebb and flow, and will cause little things that people will talk about. But it's the core thing about, do you tell a story that will keep me entertained for 90 minutes? That's what I'm looking at, that will eventually come back.
We can hope when Hollywood remembers that they're storytellers, not what is it? What do you visual
But,
visual effects only?
well, content providers.
Yeah, they're storytellers, not content. That's a great way of putting it. That is a great way of putting it. I recognize your hand, but it makes it look like a hand puppet almost.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is my bionic hand here. So yeah.
But yeah, and also they've got to find a way to make it affordable so that the people who are movie people but don't have the resources the rest of us may have.
Well,
We were able to watch a lot of great classic movies on free TV, so to speak, but now everything is behind a paywall.
something I think, and it's one of those things about how the industry changes, is they used to have for a while second run theaters,
Yeah.
and I can remember I one afternoon, I had gone to see both Galaxy Quest and The Sixth Sense in the second run theater for like $1 each.
And now they're all gone.
And they're all gone now. Now it's going to be, like 6 weeks after the theatrical release, it's going to be streaming somewhere behind the paywall. And you can sit back and you just time it. So okay, I'll wait till March. I'll wait till June and stuff, and then I'll go see it then.
Well, that was the whole premise of the Netflix. They had to promise that they would keep. It's now 45 days. That
Hmm.
they would keep it in the films released at least 45 days before they put it on streaming.
Yeah,
We
and
had
then,
a we had an electrical out.
Oh
We
my
had an
gosh, James is
outage.
back.
We
oh,
had
okay.
electrical. We had electrical
Yeah.
outage. Apparently,
Hey
all of a
James, how you
sudden,
doing?
Hollywood struck through your electrical system because you
no,
were talking.
all of a sudden, it's the weirdest goddamn thing. All of a sudden, it's like the wind picked up like 100 miles an hour and started blowing everything around, including our electricity. It was craziest thing.
Okay, hello,
Yeah. Cause
hello.
my
We hear
system
you,
went,
James.
my room went dark. The room went dark. Hey James,
Well,
Yeah, it's funny that you guys
you
should
back.
be. Yeah, it's funny that y'all should be saying stuff about electrical and wind because that's why I got knocked offline. Okay,
Wow.
whenever we get a
Wow, you
strong,
having that same problem?
yeah, it's whenever it's a strong wind coming off of the East River, whether it's landline or internet, it goes down. And I was
Wow.
talking and saying, okay, let's go, and bada bing. I just got
Yeah.
back on.
Yeah.
As
Have
long
you
as the
been
red
off this
light
all
is
this time?
on,
Your system's been down?
huh?
The
You've
electricity
been
been
down
off
all
all
this
this time.
time?
No, it's not the electricity. It's whatever it is with Wi-Fi and the regular landlines. It's been off. I've I've been I've been doing house chores while waiting to get back online.
Wow. Wow.
it's
I
those
mean,
it's
I
those
I
drone strikes. That's what it is.
you know what? You make funny, but it's like it's like we're subject to really. I mean, we're subject to a strong wind. That's how fragile we are. Okay, we're
Yeah,
subject to a strong wind.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Every now and then, this is what happens. It's because again, I'm right near the East River, and whenever we get a strong wind coming in from the other side from Queens, it's like boom.
And see, we're not near any river or bodies of water. That I mean, there's a Trinity River, but to call that a river is to call I don't know, I don't know, call a wading pool a pool. So it's not really. But that wind is. I
Hmm.
mean, it sounds. You remember the old George Reeves Superman when you had that noise where he just jump out and fly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what the wind sounds like here now. It sounds like it got the name
I
Mariah.
mean,
You
yeah,
know, it's like
it's gusting.
that shit
Hmm.
is real.
uh,
Man, playing around here.
so what?
Man, this one, and it used to be
Cranston and I
worse.
were
And
just
it used to
talking
be
about
worse. That's the thing. It's
the
crazy.
lack of access now and how Hollywood doesn't seem prepared for whatever the next thing is that so people can experience beyond without a paywall.
Okay, in other words, they're making everything exclusive with a paywall.
Well, we were talking about how one movies are getting more and more expensive, so people are shut out that way. And
Right.
then now, especially when the Netflix WB thing was going on, they had to promise that they would keep things in the theaters for at least 45 days before streaming, which means it goes smack dab behind a paywall. Where we had the benefit of being able to watch some of these classic movies on our free TV, whatever network or and or we could even see it between a lower cost barrier, which were the second run theaters, which are all gone now.
Right. Well, I mean, you can still with free TV. There's a channel called Movies. I think it's part of Fox, where they show, you know, classic movies and movies from the 30s, 40s, 50s, all the way up to now. But no, you're
Hmm.
exactly right.
Yeah,
Everything is behind a paywall these days. I don't like the fact that what is it? Paramount brought Warner Brothers, I believe.
Hmm.
yep,
Yeah, it's first of all the old big, I guess five or big six movie companies are gone. That
yeah. The
days.
last one, Paramount's the last one.
Yeah, and Paramount has went through so many changes and versions. I mean, back in the day, the early '70s, they were owned by Gulf and Western.
Yep.
You know, so thank goodness that for me personally, thank goodness that I'm the age that I am because
Hmm.
I accumulated a lot of stuff, a lot of a lot of what is the word? A lot of solid media, I guess you could say. Uh,
Physical media.
physical media. Yeah, thank you. So I can just go
Everybody's
into
gone
one of my
again.
boxes,
Well, I hope it's just me. Okay, it's me that's gone. Everybody else, I guess, was there.
you know.
We still hear you.
So you
Oh,
have like the disc. Okay, you get and you've
yeah,
got the DVDs and
yeah,
you know
yeah.
with all the what
So,
you call it.
but I just don't think it's fair to the to generation millennials and Generation Z, and oh my God, they said the alpha alphas,
Most of these people now, they don't
you know.
care about anything but making money. They don't look at it
Well,
as art.
do you think that the generations you just named
Right?
are they interested in the Oscars or interested in the Oscar ceremony or interested in any of the films that were nominated for
Small,
Oscars?
small, just a small amount of people from those generations
Yeah,
are interested. And those are people that are into films. They want to get
Right.
into the business, or they have a thing for old films, so to
Hmm.
speak. I mean, I was watching the other day on YouTube. Some young guy was talking about the Beatles, and homeboy had a Beatle haircut, and it looked like he had got his grandfather's
James just got kicked off again.
Uh, it's,
You frozen.
yeah,
I'm not
frozen.
talking about the movie.
It's the conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I
But
mean,
yeah, but most film
ugh,
schools now,
this
you know,
win, man.
they spend time on the olden days really quick and then
So
jump
he's
forward to Lucas
Hmm. Yeah.
and Spielberg, and it's like, well, where do you think these people got their influences from?
Yeah. And I
yeah, but they
guess
got
that's what they
influences
say.
from movies. They got the influences from movies that no one. Well, I said no one that people don't watch anymore. I mean, they.
Right.
I think we've
So
been
because
said.
that's the case, you say movies don't watch anymore. Do you think that that is a good reason to be, doing reboots and remakes of old films that otherwise people may not watch? I mean, do you think that that's a good reason to do it?
No, I don't
Well,
think so.
it's the two things. It's the one is if you can get something that the copyright has expired on, or you can get the intellectual property for nothing and remake it. That's one reason because it cuts down on development. But
Hmm.
the other thing is that you get burned out on a lot of the stuff that they just churn out. And you said, I'm looking for something back in the old days, and then you get into the other things like when everything was in black and white, they couldn't show color, so they had to do things with contrast.
Hmm.
Notice that there was like a strong contrast between backgrounds and wardrobe and things like that. and you begin to appreciate the movies for those reasons, not just what got blown up on the screen or something like that.
I think
Mhm.
there shouldn't be reboots of. I can't think of any movie that needs to be a reboot. I mean, we know this week or next week that's coming out the I guess the fourth, fifth adaptation of The Bride of Frankenstein.
It's
You
already
know,
out.
It's
Yeah.
already
it's
out.
already out, so it's already out. But that none of those reboots can match what James Wells did,
Yeah, I don't think so.
and
They
that was
couldn't
like what
create that.
1935, 1930. What year was that?
Yeah,
And they just can't be. They just can't do it. I understand that. I heard a lot of people say, "Yeah, I want to see it because it's a modern version, and I'm gonna see it in the modern aesthetics and all
hmm
that stuff." But Wales' version of Bride of Frankenstein is tour de force in direction, camera angles, and different platforms, and a way to look at things, and a way to present characters,
hmm
and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, and I would think that they want to really look at a Bride of Frankenstein, that I mean that I love, I thought was very well done, was the Penny Dreadful show, and the Penny Dreadful where they had the Frankenstein character, the Bride of Frankenstein.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean that was very well done, and I don't know, maybe I'll catch this new one when it hits streaming platforms, but it's not sparked my interest such that I think I want to go sit in the
But what
theater
about the
and
what
see
about the
right
one
away.
that what about the one that came up when we were in college, The Bride?
I saw it and I thought it was not what I thought it would be, and I think they didn't work too hard on it. This one to say, what is her name, Jennifer Beals and Sting in it, but there was really nothing to it. They just really didn't put.
They
It
just
was
they
it
just
was
traded in on the name, but not didn't do
right,
anything.
right. There was nothing really marvelous or groundbreaking that was done.
Right. And so if you give a director carte blanche like Wells was given in Bride of Frankenstein, is it less likely or more likely that you'll come up with a tour de force or a really great put product?
It depends on the director and the actors, because you could put all the money in the world into something that is a bad film, and it's going to be a bad film, or you could put something like a shoestring budget, and with the right director, right actors, it'll jump off the screen. It just depends. I mean, I think one of the things you were talking about last week about film angles, and how we don't have that kind of work being done anymore. It's just that M. Night was one of the last persons that really, dived into using, a lot of the technical film. Uh, I don't know what you call it, film. What do you call them? Textures and that they.
See,
That, I mean,
is
yeah.
film as
But I'm gonna say this
art.
way before we
Film
get.
as art. Hmm.
Yeah, we are in the last minute of the show, so about having to get out of here. So we thank everybody for joining us today. And despite the wind and the coming snow, etc., and the changes in weather, really appreciate you all, stopping by. So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful remainder of your weekend. We'll see you all next week here in the Other Hood. Take care. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.